everyone, welcome to today's video. Today it's the best in beauty for lips for 2024, my favorite products in all the lip categories. We've got so much to talk about, so many great recommendations that I cannot wait to share with you. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to kick this video off with lip balms and lip treatments, products that you may use on their own to sort of prep your lips before doing a lip combo, something that you can use in the morning after your skincare routine or at night. Some of these may have a little bit of a tint and more color to them, and some will be a little bit more on the clear side. We're kicking things off with the high-end picks in this category. So the first one is going to be the Lawless Forget the Filler Balm. I have the shade called Pink Marshmallow. This range does have different options to choose from. This is the lightest that goes on clear, even though it has a slight kind of pink tint to it. There is no color when this is applied. I have twisted mine up all the way, and that is as far as it goes. I am almost completely out of this. This is something that I use when I sit down in the studio to film and I'm starting to do the prep process with pulling product. I will use this product first on my lips to hydrate them, to get them a little bit softer. My lips are always dry and I do have lines in my lips. I think it's something that's normal for a lot of us. So prepping the lips is super important so that your lip combo looks its absolute best. So this is something that I put on. And honestly, I have this on when I'm filming, and without even thinking, I do it like the back of my hand. You just kind of go with it. I keep here on my vanity when I'm getting myself ready or to film. I start with this, and that's kind of like one of my prep steps. Now, I do have some other options that will give you a little bit of color that are more kind of glossy, very balmy, but they are lip balms, and these are the Phyto lip balms from Naturium. I have lots of them. I just pulled a bunch out of my drawer just to show you the components. They do have matching colors on the outside to what's on the inside. These are going to be a little bit more on the sheer side. You will see some color off of these. I am wearing one of these on today, and the shade that I demoed is the shade Camellia, which is that cool tone, light pink, and that is that shine and that gloss that you are seeing on my lips. These do have, like I said, a little bit of a tint to them. I would say these are the closest dupe at the drugstore that you can find to the Summer Fridays lip balm, which I do love those and I do enjoy those, but these are pretty close to what you can get. They run you around $10. You can get them online on the Naturium website, and I will just show you some swatches. You can also purchase these on Target.com and in Target stores. That shade is the Hibiscus, which is described as a sheer hot pink. This one is really, really beautiful, and they do have some payoff. Like, you could use these on their own. Some of them are going to be a little bit more sheer, so that, oops, almost dropped it. That hot pink one is a little bit more transparent than Camellia. Watermelon is part of their summer collection of this year, and that's really, really pretty, and I will show you. It's got a light slight kind of peach tint to it. You can see there, but do you see the shine and that gloss and that kind of balminess? I love these. I use them all the time on top of a lip combo. So these are absolutely incredible, and for 10 bucks, I don't think you can get a better lip balm. And since I spoke about those Naturium lip balms being a dupe for Summer Fridays, I do have to include Summer Fridays lip balms in this category as well. This one specifically that I have that is fairly new, this is the Vanilla Beige. I started off with the clear version. I actually ended up using that up entirely. It went into an empties. Like, I literally was squeezing every little drop, and it's just a clear color. They do have a tint. It's kind of like the Phyto lip balms from Naturium. They do have a nice tint to them, but these are a little bit more elevated and luxurious. They have obviously that more of an increase of price point. I think these will run you around $24 versus $10, but they're pretty close. I do like the Summer Fridays. My favorite one is the one that goes clear. I'm going to link everything down below, but this one specifically, Vanilla Beige, does have a little bit more of a kind of like a brownie, kind of nudish tint to it, which is really nice, and it's different. I wanted to try something different, so I don't reach for this specific shade often. I do like some of the other colors, and I reach for those kind of like these types of tones, like pinky colors, peachy tones, like soft rosy shades, mauvey tones. That's kind of my jam for day to day. The other lip balm that I do want to talk about, I'm going to insert just like a little clip on my phone. I have them upstairs in my bathroom. The Laneige sleeping masks. These are awesome. I buy the little minis a couple times a year whenever Sephora has them for like the holidays. I buy a couple packs. They are 20 bucks, small little jars, and I like trying different flavors or scents. And I do love how thick and rich this balm is. When I put it on in the morning, it will last up until when I start to get ready for my makeup routine or videos. If I'm not doing makeup that day, it'll last me for hours. And The thing that I noticed about it is that when I use it at night as the final step in my skincare routine, I do wake up in the morning and I can still feel that sleeping mask still clinging onto my lips, so it doesn't rub off onto my pillowcase or my sheets. It actually stays on. It's thick. It's like a nice treatment, which is why it's in this category. Tons of different options and colors to choose from, different flavors. It's a classic. It's an OG. They have their original one, and then they have different options. I love the gummy bear one. That's one of my favorites. It comes in like a purple jar. I also like the yellow one that's mango. They have so many different options, and I just love them all, and it's really hard for me to pick one specific flavor or scent from that Laneige line because those are so good, and you can get them at Sephora. The next step to my lip combo after prepping my lips with the treatment is lip liners. So I'm going to share with you some of my favorites. This is where I have the most amount of products to talk about. I'm going to zip through these. I will swatch some of them. I'm going to start with the high-end versions that I think are absolutely incredible, and I reach for these all the time. I'm going to start off with the one that I'm wearing today, and it's from one of my favorite brands, the Charlotte Tilbury brand. It's the Pillow Talk Fair. This combination that I'm showing you is using the Pillow Talk Fair lip liner. You can see how easy and creamy this just glides on. The pigmentation is there. They do stay on really well, so I love this lip cheat formula. But I did pair that with the Red Carpet Pink lipstick, also from Charlotte Tilbury, and that is like my go-to cool tone pink lip combo that I have been using and wearing multiple times in the week. I just cannot get enough of it, and I love that cool tone pink lipstick, and it's the most perfect shade. So that's kind of the combo that I have now, plus that Phyto lip balm that I applied over the top in the shade Camellia. Gives me the look that I have been wearing throughout this video. But going back to the lip liners, the lip cheat formulas, I love them. I have so many. The Pillow Talk Original is one of my go-tos. The Pillow Talk Fair is perfect as well. I have the Iconic Nude for a kind of deeper lip look if I'm feeling kind of something a little bit more on the nudish brown side. I love this formula, and a lot of brands try to dupe it because it's just really, really great. I also love the Artist Pencils from Makeup Forever. They have tons of different colors. I just pulled one to show you what the component looks like. These are actually really soft, very creamy. The glide on these is absolutely effortless, like barely touching the skin, and you get maximum payoff, creaminess, smoothness. They're just a really nice formulation. The Lawless Forget the Filler lip liners. These are the definer liners. I ordered actually another shade as well. My favorite one is Pink Sand, but I like Velvet Peach for a nice kind of peachy moment. So Velvet Pink Sands, let's start with that one. I will swatch it for you. It's this shade right here. Really, really pretty. It's the perfect My Lips But Better. I think everyone should have a shade like that that matches their natural lip color. And then Velvet Peach is a really nice, and it looks kind of like a velvety peach when you put it on. It's really, really pretty. But it's a nice peach tone that actually has a touch of pink undertone to it. So it's not quite as orangey peach. It's really flattering and super beautiful. Very creamy, easy to use. The other pencil that I have in my hand is from the Sephora collection. I only own one shade. These are the gel lip liners. This shade specifically, Sinker Suede, is really nice. If you are looking for something that's a little bit more kind of cool tone to kind of sculpt the lips, maybe something to make your lips look a little bit larger, fuller, and more defined, this is the shade that you want to use. It's got that coolness, but it has that touch of pink to it as well, where it makes it a very wearable shade. And on me, it kind of pulls a little bit more mauve-y, and it will look different on every skin tone and also on the lips as well. Based off of the natural color that you have on your lips, it'll look slightly different. But that slight coolness is a really nice shade to sort of sculpt the lips or kind of go underneath the bottom to make that lower lip look fuller, maybe your Cupid's bow, and kind of blend it into another lip liner. So it's really nice to have something that's kind of a little bit on the cooler side for more of that sculpted look. So that's why I like that shade specifically. Next up is ABH lip liners. You can't go wrong with any of these. I have several shades to choose from. I just pulled one, and it happens to be the Deep Taupe shade. I like the classic wooden pencil. It's an old school thing. A lot of pencils are different these days. They're automatic. This is that wooden. You have to sharpen it, and mine is definitely due to be sharpened. But the pencil itself is a more squared off pencil, so I feel like the grip on this is so much better than a typical rounded pencil. Just those little details that really make it special, and that's that Deep Taupe shade. This is the shade that I will use if I want to use something a little bit deeper, a little bit more brown, as you can see here. This does look a lot more deep on me because I am fair, but if you have light skin, medium tan, or the deeper skin tones, this may be something that looks more nude, but to me, on my skin tone, it does pull quite brown on me. So I use this very sporadic when I want to do maybe a sculpted look. And what I do with this is once I apply it, I do soften it and kind of blur that out. If you have not tried that technique, you need to try that. It makes such a difference. I can do a video on it and showing you some lip combos and that technique of blurring out the lip liner, because it does change the shape of your lips and the overall look of your face. It's incredible. And then the last lip liner that I have to throw in here that I absolutely fell in love with from the jump, and I ordered another shade that I cannot get enough of this, and I cannot not do this video without talking about the Kosas lip liner. This is the hot liner in the shade Mega. This is again one of those shades that's my lips but better. Kind of similar to the Pillow Talk colors from Charlotte Tilbury, the Pillow Talk Original and the Fair Pillow Talk. This shade in Mega is absolute perfection. Mine is like down to a little bit of a nub. It needs to be sharpened. Comes with a sharpener, comes with a brush, and on the opposite side, which I think is genius, this does not budge. Once you put this on, it stays on all day. But this Mega shade it's everything. That's the Mega right there. I absolutely love this shade. It's a little bit deeper than some of these from Lawless, but as you can see, it's one of those very natural, very easy to use. I can pair this with absolutely anything. I've even done this and just put on a light tinted balm, so like a Naturium lip balm, or even like some chapstick, the Laneige sleeping mask on top for the daytime. Heck, I've even done this with just plain Aquaphor right on top, and it looks like $1,000,000. This is amazing. For my drugstore picks, I've got so many, so I'm going to zip through these. The cheapest ones are the Cream Glide ones from e.l.f. They're $2. They're incredible. They don't stay on nearly as long as my other options from the drugstore or high end, but it's a $2 formula. You can't really complain about it because it's creamy, it's pigmented. My favorite one is this shade that is called Pinky Swear. And let me swatch it. That's Pinky Swear right there. Do you see how pigmented that is? The Glide is just so seamless and creamy. And it's like, how do they make a profit off of this? Because this is $2 and it's a classic wooden sharpenable pencil. I love those, and I love pairing those with their lip oils. I love the automatic twist-up ones from L'Oreal and Revlon. The Revlon Colorstays are really great. I have a couple of those. Let me just show you this one. The All Naturale from L'Oreal is also one of my favorites. It's a twist-up one. It's a classic formula, old school. Can't go wrong with it. That is the All Naturale. Again, it's a little bit deeper, but we're kind of, you see a trend. We're on those kind of pinky, peachy tones, pinky nudes, a little hint of a deep kind of brown there, but that's typically what I go for. So this is kind of my vibe here. The NYX Lip Liners in the nude pink or the peekaboo neutral, the classic old school ones. These will run you about $4. These are awesome. I have tons of them in my collection. I picked one, and the one that I happen to pick is the shade called Nude Pink, which I do like this one. And this one runs a little bit brighter. I feel like my swatches are kind of crooked and getting shorter, aren't they? They're getting shorter as I do this. That's so funny. Anyways, here's that Nude Pink. It's a little bit brighter of a nude pink, and it's a nice kind of cool tone shade. But these from NYX are awesome. Again, a couple bucks. You can find them anywhere that sells NYX products or drugstore products. These are awesome. And for the price point, they do perform really nicely, like some of my high ends. And then these are kind of newer from this year, a new launch. It's the Lifter Liners from Maybelline. These are so good. These perform like high end. These kind of remind me of that Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat formula. I'm not going to say that these are replacing my lip cheats by Charlotte Tilbury because those have a special place in my heart, but these are pretty darn close. My go-to shade is the Line Leader, which is like my lips but better. I use this all the time. Let me do a swatch. These are so creamy. Look at that. The glide on this is out of this world. Look at that. Yeah, Maybelline did that. Maybelline has some fantastic lip liners. In general, some of their other ones that are the automatic ones are good too, but these new lifter ones are so worth the price. And I have several shades, like Big Lift is this one here. This shade is Out of Line. This one's a little bit deeper. This one actually is a little bit more brown, and it's the shade called On It. Let me swatch it for you. I don't use this one as often because it's a little darker than I thought, but it also kind of runs slightly more of a warm brown shade. So if I wanted something that's a little bit more brown but warmer, I would use this. If not, I'm just going to go to my ABH Deep Taupe, which is a little bit more on the cooler side, and I prefer that on me versus this kind of brown that leans a little bit more warm. I still like it. I still think the formula is great, and if you like these kind of warm browns, then you will like the shade On It from Maybelline. But those are my absolute favorite picks. You cannot go wrong with any of these lip liners. The next category is going to be a matte lip slash liquid lip formula. And I only have one to show you. I'm not a big fan of long wear lip colors. I don't do the matte lip very often just because they're quite drying on me. And since my lips do have a lot of lines and they do feel dry very often, it's not a formula that I feel is very flattering. So I only have one, and it's the Pillow Talk Blur from Charlotte Tilbury. I've used this so much. As you can see, you can kind of see right through the actual tube of this. I love this formula. It's a moussey kind of matte lip formulation where it feels comfortable. I like when it smells like vanilla. I like the applicator. It's kind of a different shape. It kind of looks like a diamond. Hopefully you can see that. It looks like a diamond that comes to a point. Do you see that? But the formula itself, it's just so moussey and soft, very velvety and smooth. It's very, very comfortable to wear. And that is why I always reach for this when I want a matte lip and I have no plans on putting any sort of balms or gloss on top. This is what I'm going to go for, and I also like that sort of nude pink shade, so that Pillow Talk Blur is my go-to in this formula. So if I'm going to do a matte lip, this is what I'm going to do. But just to kind of plug in a little bit of a tip here, if you like a matte lip look but you don't like the matte lip formulas, you can always take a lip liner, line and fill entirely your lips with a lip liner, and there's a matte lip for you. So you can try that and see how you feel. I do that from time to time, but again, I like feeling like there's moisture and hydration, so I don't do the matte lip look very often. So try that technique with the lip liner, and definitely try this lip blur formula from Charlotte Tilbury because it is awesome. I have a lot of lipsticks to show you, so let's go ahead and zip through this next category of lipsticks. Let's start with some high-end ones. Since we talked about Charlotte Tilbury very recently, let's talk about her lipstick formulas. I love them. I have several different lipsticks. The one that I'm wearing right now is that classic cool tone pink, that red carpet pink shade that was part of a launch this past year. This is a beautiful classic mid-tone pink. You've seen me wear a cool tone lip a lot often. I love pairing this with that Pillow Talk Fair as I did today, but I also like pairing that with the Mega Lip Liner from the Kosas brand, or even my favorite from Maybelline, the Line Leader. It's a perfect combination for a classic cool tone. So if you're looking for a cool tone pink shade, this is where it's at. You need this one. I have to give a shout out to Charlotte Tilbury's packaging because it looks so beautiful. I have just so many to choose from, and look at that. Look at this packaging. Do you see it has like little stars on it? So beautiful. And I will show you, let me open up my drawer, like some other packaging that looks like this, really nice. Look at that, like animal print ones. Like I have so many, and they're just absolutely beautiful, and it's part of why you pay so much for these lipsticks. The shade JK Magic is a nice kind of nude shade that I like to use as a mixer, so let me show you that. And it runs a little bit more on the kind of slightly warm side, not too warm but not too cool, so kind of more neutrally. And I like that to kind of highlight the center of my lip or to lighten a darker shade that turned out to be too dark unexpectedly. So I like that JK Magic shade for that. My Laura Geller lipsticks, I cannot do this video without talking about my love for the Italian marble lipsticks. I have several in my collection and I just love them all. I adore how these look. It's beautiful. It's like a piece of art. And let's talk about that magnetic closure, the details, it's everything. So these Italian marble lipsticks are very different, super beautiful. They have a marbling look with different colors. So when you apply it, it kind of creates that really perfect lip color. This one specifically is called Berry Banana. These names will make you hungry, but it's a classic cream lipstick formula, and it kind of is one of those that's a little bit more affordable on the high-end side, but it's one that I feel like I reach for more than some of my more expensive, like Hourglass lipsticks, for example. These are just really easy, comfortable to wear. I love these shades. Let me show you this one that's called Strawberry Toffee. And I just, like I said, pulled random shades in my collection to show you. Strawberry Toffee is a really nice kind of pinky coral shade that I like to use in the summertime, but let me show you the actual lipstick bullet. Do you see the swirling of those colors? So beautiful. Like I said, it's a work of art. I've got to throw in my Victoria Beckham lipstick. This is going to be a little bit more pricey. It's a luxury item. I have several things from this brand, and I think that the luxury, the feeling, just everything about it, the aesthetic is all there, and I can see why it's more expensive. Of course, it's Victoria Beckham. But the Posh lipstick in the shade Twist is one of my go-tos. I've used this. I've gone through most of this lipstick already. Let me do a swatch, and it's just the perfect shade. I also like that slim style bullet there. Just easy to hold, easy to apply. You don't need a mirror. You don't need a lip liner with these, and that's that shade called Twist there. It's a really nice kind of everyday kind of nude with a hint of a mauve undertone. It's really, really pretty. I love this formula. I think it's very, very nice and just like a nice little luxury treatment that you can put on your lips because it feels really nice and feels expensive. The packaging feels very heavy, very luxe. So all around, formula to component to just the aesthetic, the feel, the vibe, it's all there. So I do like that, and I definitely have to include that because I've used that so much throughout this past year. And then let's get into some drugstore lipstick formulas. Again, I cannot do this video without the Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. If you have not tried a lipstick from Revlon, what are you waiting for? The range is incredible. It's the biggest range at the drugstore. And in fact, I don't know of any high-end brand that can give you 75 different colors. Like, I don't know, maybe there is, but off the top of my head, I can't think of it. So there's creams, there's some that are more satiny, there's mattes, there's shimmer ones, there's classic cream formulas, pearl finishes, you name it, they've got it. And the shade that I've been using a lot is the shade called Bare It All, which is a nice, again, a nice nude, but it's a nice shade to mix with lip liners or other lip colors. Let me show you that one. It's there. Do you see? It's kind of like a hint of peach undertone to it, so it's kind of on the warmer side, but it's not too warm. It doesn't run orange. I often use this. I think I was wearing this mixed in with something else in my previous Best in Beauty for the eye category. And the Candied Rose, these are also one of their newer ones. This is a deeper rose, so if you like kind of like a deep pinky rose shade, do you see the pigmentation? They're not playing around. These are absolutely incredible. Just a couple bucks. You can find them pretty much anywhere, and they're awesome. Then my last pick for drugstore lipsticks, I have to give it to the e.l.f. Satin Lipsticks. These are really nice. I also love that magnetic closure. It's an $8 lipstick that actually feels very expensive and luxurious. The component is that soft touch matte that kind of reminds me of a NARS packaging. I just picked one random shade, and it's called Dirty Talk. This is one of my more used shades in my collection. And let me swatch it there. It's a nice kind of pinky nude with a little bit more depth to it than some of these other kind of more brighter shades, as you can see that. And it is creamy, it is smooth, and it goes on. Like I said, it feels luxurious, and it's not. It's very affordable, easy to find. Try these if you haven't. This next category are products that have a little bit of a balmy kind of feel, but have some pigment, so it's kind of like hybrid formulas that it combines a lot of different things. So something with pigment, with gloss and shine that feels kind of balmy. It's like putting all of those lip products into one component, which makes it super easy for an everyday, quick out the door kind of lip combination where you do one product and it covers all of that. So let's start with the high-end option. The Maracuja Juicy Lip products from the Tarte brand. I love these. I have so many of them. They come in different colors. Some have shimmer, some are classic cream, some are a little bit more pigmented and opaque, some are a little bit more sheer and transparent. Color shifting ones, these are really nice. It's that classic kind of click style pen. A lot of drugstore brands are trying to dupe this formula because it's just really nice. The shine on these is unreal. So let me just show you just randomly the Rosy Mauve Shimmer Glass. So you click it up. I click this one up too much, and these feel so good. So it's a lipstick, lip gloss, lip balm, everything in one. Do you see that? The shine and the glow on that, they feel extremely comfortable. They have a slight kind of cool sensation that almost feels like a kind of minty feel, but it's ultra light. It's not painful. They don't sting whatsoever. The other shade is called Honeysuckle. This is kind of like a Clinique Black Honey. So you click it up. This one is a little bit more on the sheer side, so I wanted to show you some options. This one has a little bit more of a sheer base to it, so you can see a little bit of my skin through, so it gives you more of just like a tint kind of versus the first one. And the Mixed Berries is one of my favorites. So you, again, you click this up, and let me show you that one. They're so creamy and just so soft. Look at that. And they feel like butter. So what you want to do is you want to click this up just once and check out how much is coming up. If you feel like you need a little bit more, maybe do a second click. Don't over click it because it's just too much. And it's so melty and smooth that you're going to get too much on your lips. So do one click, start with that, and those are amazing. The next one in that sort of category that is kind of like everything that I like to use sort of to lighten lipsticks, it's the Perfect Classic Pinky Beige Nude. This is something that was fairly recently added to my collection, but I fell in love from the first use. So much so that I ordered another shade, the other shade that I wanted to try, and it's the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks. This shade specifically is called Blaze Donut. I have used this so much. when you twist this down, you can see the metal component because I've used this so much. So I love this so much that I went and bought the other shade, which is called Is It Fussy. I have not swatched this. I kind of wanted to show you before kind of using it what it looks like when you buy it. You see that FB logo on there kind of embossed. But when you start to wear this down, it goes down because it's so buttery, smooth. It feels incredible, okay? This is like, the first time I used it, it was an immediate yes. I need more, gotta have it. But look at that. That Blazed Donut shade is the perfect pinky beige color to use with lip liners on their own. It's like a gloss, a lip balm, a lipstick. It's all in one, and it just couldn't get better. This formula is absolute perfection to me. And then something from the drugstore that I think is really close to that. I wouldn't say it's an exact dupe, but there are the Balm and lipsticks from the L'Oreal brand. So I picked from my collection the shade number 130 Nude Heaven. This is one that I reach for often. Again, it has that kind of twist up mechanism where you can kind of see where it is, as it's being used, you can see it going down. Wow, I can't even talk. I've been here for a while. So that's that Nude Heaven shade, and it kind of gives you very similar vibes to that Fenty Beauty, but it's a little thinner, slightly thinner. The Fenty Beauty has a little bit more thickness, a little bit more of a buttery, kind of cushiony feel. These are really, really nice from L'Oreal. So I would say this is very close to this formula from Fenty. So if you don't want to spend a lot on lip products and you don't want to try Fenty, then maybe give these sort of balmy lipsticks a try. And I forget what these are called. They're like balm and lipstick or lipstick and balm, something of the sort. They're going to be linked for you down below, but these are actually really, really nice. And I do want to buy more shades of these from the L'Oreal brand. So those would be my picks for those kind of hybrid formulas that kind of put it all into one component. The next category is lip gloss. I'm a gloss girl. I will be till the day I die. There is something just so beautiful about a nice glossy lip. It makes your lips look fuller, makes them look juicier, more plump. It fills in the lines. If you have dry lips like I do, a gloss is the way to go because it kind of disguises that. It feels so luxurious on the lips, and I'm just, like I said, a gloss girl. So let's start with my high-end pick for gloss. I love using these plumping glosses from Lawless. These are the Forget the Filler gloss plumpers. I adore this formula. I actually recently just bought one of their more kind of cool tone lavender shades. I think it's called Lavender Sorbet. Let me see. I have it right here in front of me. Yeah, it's called Lavender Sorbet. I have not tried this one. I think I'm going to save it for a video because I have not tried a kind of lavender lip gloss or lip product. So I wanted to try something different out of the box. So we'll do that in a separate video. But the formula, let's just go back to that. It is ultra glossy, like probably the glossiest high-end lip gloss that I have tried. I have many, and this is the standout because it kind of fills in the lines. It goes on and just makes your lips look so smooth and just makes your lips look better. I'm just gonna say it looks better. My favorite one out of the ones that I'm holding up is the shade called Velvet. The doe foot applicator is really special because it kind of hugs your lips. The applicator is really special on these. You see, it kind of has a different shape to it. So it's kind of like a bit of a scoop look to the doe foot, and it just kind of hugs your lips like your hand. Just perfectly glides against the lips, and it's just easy and effortless to apply. So it's a really thought out sort of applicator that was custom designed for this formula. But the gloss and the shine is just insane. Do you see that? It is absolutely incredible. I love this formula and that plumping feel. It's very soft, very subtle, kind of cooling. There is no pain, there's no sting, there's no burn. This shade called Buns is part of their holiday collection. I'm not sure if it's available individually, but it's a nice kind of shimmer nude. That shine, tell me that there's something better. These are just so good. Now my drugstore pick for gloss, I would have to say that I do really love the Maybelline lifter glosses. Fun fact, I just tried this formula this year, and you're probably thinking, where the heck have you been? I know. Because of that one brand video that I did on Maybelline, that's how I discovered these, and a lot of my drugstore favorites now because of that series. So I'm very glad that I did that. These are actually really nice, very smooth, very easy to use. The doe foot is huge on these, as you can see. They have so many different colors. They're easily accessible at the drugstore, and the shine is really nice, very similar to the shine that you get from the Lawless. This shade specifically is called Opal, and this is actually really pretty. It's got a little bit of a sparkle that is great as a topper to anything because the base of it is not really that pigmented. It's more sheer. Some of these are a little bit more of that kind of jelly kind of look to it. So the bubblegum and the gummy bear, these are a little bit more transparent, kind of milky. Let me show you the bubblegum shade. This is really pretty. I like using this one in the summertime, but let me just show you the swatch of that. It has a little bit of a tint, almost like a watermelon type of shade, but it is a little bit more on the sheer side, which is nice to kind of elevate a lip liner, or just put this on your natural lips and call it a day. But these are really nice, easily accessible, and I like the formula, and they have so many different colors to choose from. So because of that, I have to include it in the best category for lip gloss because these are really, really nice. And the final category is lip oils. I have several to choose from, and I am just over the moon with these. And I honestly feel like the drugstore is killing it when it comes to the lip oil. So let's start with the first one. It's the tinted lip oil from Catrice. And I have one shade here, and this one is called Gloss Up Girl. And I thought this was just gonna be a typical lip oil formula, but this actually does stain your lips. And it's a really nice shade. So it's kind of like a bright pink color. But when you put this on, and the doe foot is actually pretty big as well. But when you put this on, it feels creamy, buttery, silky, smooth, but it actually will stain your lips a little bit with a hint of a pink shade. They have a couple options. It's not a huge extensive range. You can get these online on the Catrice website and also on Amazon as well. But that just looks so pretty, so comfortable, and I actually wish that I would have bought more when I did the Catrice One brand video because I didn't realize that the stain that I was going to leave was just a nice kind of bright pinky tone to the lips, so as it kind of wears off, you are left with a little hint of something, and that makes it a little bit more unique, so that's why I wanted to include it in this video. And I have to give the Milani credit for giving us some really good lip oils as well. These kind of feel a little bit glossy as well. They have kind of more transparent clear shades, some that have a little bit more of a pigmentation to it. This one specifically is the shade Lychee Nectar, and these again are lip oils, but they have a little bit more of a, I don't know, like a kind of like a glossy feel. And this one's a little bit more sheer, even though it's more pigmented than the other one I will show you. But the formula is really nice, and it smells like candy. It smells like a gummy bear almost. This one, yeah, this one smells very sweet. This one is the strawberry melon. This one has a little hint of pink, but it's a little bit more sheer. And you can kind of go back to that Catrice. You see how it's creating a little bit of a staining look to it. It's kind of like adjusting a bit. And I think it's really unique to see that in a lip oil formula. So I do like these also from Milani. And I can't do this video without talking about my love for the e.l.f. lip oils. These are my absolute favorite lip oils at the drugstore. Hands down, this is elite. This takes #1 above the Catrice, which is really great. These from Milani are awesome, which is why I showed it to you in the video, but these are my #1 pick in this category. I have so many. They came out with new ones with shimmer, which are glorious, okay? This one is just random from my collection, the shade called Princess Cut. The doe foot on these is enormous. It's perfect to apply the right amount of color onto your lips, but the gloss and the shine of this lip oil formula plus that shimmer, do you see that shimmer? It is unreal. I bought all of them except for the chocolate shade, and I didn't realize that they actually had like a golden shimmer shade. So one of my subscribers told me about it, and I just must have missed it when I did the video on the launch. This shade here is really pretty. This is called Jam Session. I don't typically go for shades like this, but this one is beautiful. It's kind of like a Clinique Black Honey kind of vibes, but I think prettier. So I'm just taking off a little bit of that top layer of my lip combo so I can show you the Princess Cut from e.l.f. I love this lip oil formula, and having a little bit more color and a little bit more sparkle is just, it's like the cherry on the sundae for me. So let me show you Princess Cut. She is stunning. Do you want to know what my favorite color is though? It's called Candy Coated. Here's the shade Candy Coated from e.l.f. It's like a light baby pink with like iridescent sparkle that kind of shifts and turns different colors. The sparkle in this is unreal. When you look at it from a distance, it looks like a soft light pink shade, but the sparkle in it, there's pink sparkles, there's like gold sparkles, there's blue, there's lavender. It's just like the prettiest gloss to look at, or I should say lip oil to look at, and this is my absolute favorite, and I'm gonna just put it right over that Princess Cut. I wanted to show you some options here. Love this. Love, love, love this formula. Please try this formula from e.l.f. If you haven't, thank me later because you will absolutely love this formula. And those are all of my favorite products for lips in 2024. So many great products that I have discovered this year, some that carried in from the previous year that I absolutely love. I feel like with this arrangement of products that I shared with you, looking down on it, you cannot go wrong with any of these formulas. These are always a top recommendation on my behalf, 10 out of 10. The performance is there. These drugstore products are very, very well formulated and very surprising. And these high-end picks are actually worth the investment. And I hope that if you do try them out, you will love them as much as I do. I would love to hear from you and know what your favorites are. What are your favorite lip products and lip combinations? I would love to know, so let me know in the comments. The description box down below is going to have everything listed and linked for you below that you saw today in the video. I will also list the products that I'm wearing on my face for the makeup of the day in case you're curious. Some of these products are featured from the previous Best in Beauty for eye products, the Best in Beauty for face. So I kind of pulled from those to kind of get to this look today. Thanks for being here. If you watched this entire video, thank you so much. I know it's kind of like rapid fire, just kind of talking really quickly, but I have so much to say about these products and I wanted to kind of condense this down. So thanks for bearing with me and for being here, for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.